Hey Larry, I'm in the grow room. Okay. When I first did ginger, I messed up. Totally messed up. I didn't know what I was doing. You just stick the little sucker in there and it'll be fine. No. That's how I got the Gnats. Terry and I call them the Gnats. Okay, so I'll show you an example. Okay. This is a newly sprouted ginger. It's been in there for a day. Okay. This one is a new ginger. 1 day. Okay. My dog's barking. I wonder why. Wonder what she's up to, Larry. She's up to something. You have to put them back, because if I don't put them back, I forget where they're at. Okay, now that's a new ginger. I mean, look how green that sucker is. I mean, she's just a beaut, right? Feel the soil. Okay. You know how the compost feels like a sponge? That's how it should feel. But when it's first starting out, though, it's totally different than when the plant comes up. So I have one rhizome. Okay. Now this is my big ginger plant. Okay, this is the one I had trouble with. And I started with 2 of these. See the little nub thing? Okay. Do you see 2? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, there's some Gnats. Just need some vermiculite anyway. Okay. When you're going to do ginger, and I'll make this because they're going to want it on my YouTube anyway. Okay. You soak this rhizome. And this is new young ginger. You soak it. Now you can soak it for 3 days and a little green thing will come out. Sometimes you look at your ginger, it already has a green thing. Just soak it in warm water. Get up in the morning, put some more warm water, do it for 24 hours. When you take it out, it'll be kind of soft and fleshy, and you'll notice like this isn't as dry anymore. Okay, so you're going to lay this in a small container. You're going to make like a little indentation, about double that size. Put it down, cover it with soil, barely cover. I mean, just cover it. Don't like pack it in. And then you're going to water it. You have to remember, you're only watering this little tiny piece. So the tendency is to overwater. That's why I have Gnats. The tendency is to overwater. But now that this is made 4 from 2 little rhizomes, so I'm waiting for the flower, right? And then some of it turned yellow. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, so you put this into the soil and you water. And then you wait. Nothing. Okay, ginger has to be ignored every other day. Now, in this warm grow room, I don't really want to water a lot because it's pretty humid in here, if you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of containers in here with a lot of moisture. So you're going to put this in the soil after you soak it. And I had a free product given to me. It was a root something, okay? And it basically stimulates the roots, so that way they don't go through shock, and I would pour it in a little hole, and then I'd stick, dilute it, and then stick it in there, and then whatever was, wanted to have good roots or not be, go through transplant shock, I would stick the plant in there. Well, it hits me one day, this is a root, so give it what it is, and it'll like it. So it did, it popped out the next day. So this is the thing with it. Don't water it every day. Not only will you get Gnats, but you'll also get kind of like a soggy ginger. So I got curious. I was like, F it. Nothing's bad gonna happen if I dig it up. So I ever so gently dug it up, and it grew some ginger. So what you're seeing here is all the little side nubs. It will begin to pop out all over. So here's the ginger, and a stem's coming out here, and one pops there, and then here pop, pops all over the place. So this is just one rhizome, this little collection right here. Here's another little rhizome, you can't see it, but down here has got another little green stump, because I finally figured it out. So there's 4 stems on one, and one has 2. There was 2 pieces this small. Actually, one of them was like that piece. When I opened it, it was like that big. And it's like growing extensions. It's like starting to do the rhizome thing. So the trick with this is hydrogen peroxide, and you can do it every other watering. And I would do that on your dead one right now, because your dead one is probably needing some oxygen, some rooty stuff, root, whatever that root stuff. Let me go see if I can find the bottle. Where is that bottle of root stuff? Where did Cindy put it? Over here, probably. The root stuff is really, really important because it is getting a root to stimulate, and that's what you have, a root. There was also this stuff as a sample called Pure Blend. And my back hurts. Okay. This one has 1% nitrogen, 5 phosphate, and 1 potash. So we're talking about a low fertilizer here. So if you have any of the root junk like I have, and it's somewhere in this menagerie of stuff, and I keep the bottle so I know the brand. And if you give it some of that like every 2 weeks, you'll see this crazy stimulus of growth. Now the yellow stuff, see, once the ginger plant gets done, like when it's done, and it has a bunch of ginger under there, it turns completely yellow. That's how you know. But so when it went yellow, I was like, oh, the ginger's done. And so I dug it up. The only way to do it is to dig it up. Dig it up, look at it, and go, what is going on in here? And what you're going to see is all these thickish green, and they're thick, like they come out like that thick. And it comes to a point. It's making another ginger. Well, hellfire, wish somebody would told me that. So, hydrogen peroxide, because you could have been overwatering a tad bit, especially if it's dead and it doesn't want to come up. It's probably been overwatered a little bit. I don't think it's spoiled. You would know if it was spoiled. 2, so we do the hydrogen peroxide. And do that like every other day. Just mark a bottle just for that one. Don't spray the top. God, don't spray the top. Another thing, every other day, a little bit of water in a tropical-like setting. So that means when I get my fingers and I go around and I'm moving that soil around just to see what's going on, I'll feel it, and it's quasi sponge wet. And so it's creating a humidity. It loves the sun. Oh, trust me, I've had it right in the direct sun and it loves it. I've had it in the shade. I've had it in both places and it's done really well. I moved this location, it really loves it there. Its new location is on that wall, and this is the south facing window. So it's not getting direct sun, it's just getting a sunny room, okay? And the trick with these is to remember that underneath that little tiny rhizome is got 5 or 6 extensions on it. It's laying flat and it's creating gingers this way. So when you put a root on it, a root boost, I know where it's at. I found it. I know where it's at. I'm so crazy. I know where the root stuff is. Okay. It's called tapping roots. But I'm saying that maybe you have a product just like this. Root production, vegetative development, fruiting and flowering. And this is a sample bottle, so I don't know what the hell's in it. And I think this was used for hydroponics. And also, I think, like it said, if you wanted to do a foliar spray, you could use like 8 teaspoons of this in a gallon of water and do a foliar, and that's when we'll get the flowers. So this was the stuff I used, and I swear to God, I got less than a cap, dumped in water, had it in a gallon jar like this, and just gave it a little sippy sip. Every other day, dry it out. Don't let it get over wet on you, or you'll get the gnats. 2, hydrogen peroxide. It's not going to hurt it. It's going to give it oxygen down in there, and I think it needs that. You know what I'm saying? Because if water's just sitting there and it's not really in the sun, it's not really evaporating and everything, it just stays stuck. And that's how I got those ones to come up in a day. Secret. Hydrogen peroxide, amazing oxygen. And while we're at it, I'm going to show you my mega broccoli. Look at that sucker. This thing grows like an inch a day. Can you see it? Mega? Where's that? There. Look at that. Growing broccoli. So this video is for Larry Mack. It's for ginger. I'm going to bring it up on YouTube so people can look at it. These rhizomes, you have to understand the way they grow. So we want more wide than deep. It can go down too. Be careful. And you can always dig it up and kind of pull it out ever so gently and look at it. And you'll be so blown away. Then it'll help you understand it and all that stuff. Use the root stuff. If you don't have any root stuff, I don't know. I wish I knew what it was that makes it do that, but there's something about tapping the roots. And this is a wonderful, beautiful plant when it flowers, but it also brings gnats into your grow room if you're not careful. So good luck. Yay!